If the client doesn't want to invest, doesn't want to buy property, doesn't want to invest in Europe fund, what's the most popular option for him to get a residence in Europe?
Well, there are different non-investment options to get residency in European Union. For us, I think number one today is France. We can compare it with digital nomad 3-year residency in Spain. We can compare it with Italian options, with Hungary options. But France startup category for 4 years is number one among the demand and among the approval rating for today.
What are the requirements for get this status for the client?
Yeah, actually there are several categories. It's a so-called tech visa and around 11 categories, out of which they can get 4 years residency for the family, but we mainly work with 2 of them. One is innovative startup category, a second is business setup category.
What's the difference between these options?
Well, actually for the first one, innovation startup, the approval is given based on a business plan. You need to have your business plan with an innovative idea which will qualify for the French requirement and can get a specific approval from French Ministry of Economic and Finance. So probably many people think that this is only for super smart Nobel laureates talents or only for tech geeks and so on, but the fact is that there are specific requirements which we can help to fulfill to get this approval. And the main difference between these 2 programs is that for innovative startup visa you do not have to open your company right now. You need to get the right business plan, you need to get all approvals on that, and if it qualifies, then you can move forward with your residency application. For the business category, you have to open the company right from the spot. More of this, you have to deposit extra 30,000 euro on your own company bank account, which you will of course have access to, and in this case you do not have to have any specific innovative idea for this company. That can be any type of business. So that's the main difference, and this actually can cover most of the requests. Some people want to have a startup, they do have some ideas, they do have some similar business in other countries, so they can apply for this, and of course we will help to meet the requirements. And others say, I don't want to bother, actually I might need a company in Europe. So second category is very straightforward, you don't have to, invent anything.
What happens after 4 years, for example? How can I extend this status?
Yes, the renewal is actually the most important part, and many lawyers do not mention this at all. Of course, you are getting residency based on some specific story. Either it's a startup, you promise the country you're a developing startup. Why they have this program? Because they want their economy to develop, they want to attract entrepreneurs, startup visionaries and so on. And of course, if you had your approval on this basement, you never ever did a single movement towards developing your startup, you did not set up a company, you did not show any operations, you can forget about renewal. That's obvious. It's not a gift. It's not given for you to spend your summer vacation in Mykonos. They don't do this for that. They want you to develop economy, they want you to be entrepreneur in France. But if you showed any activities on this basement, you had your company, you showed some cash flow on your corporate bank accounts, you were communicating with incubators, you showed some activities, then they renew it. The good thing about French program that they do not have commitment, they don't make you to commit on a profit. For example, like in UK they have a similar program. Here you don't have to be successful. Of course, if you are, it's perfect, but even if you failed, you tried again, you still can prove some activities, you can get your renewal. That's the most important thing.